Welcome everyone to the Joski and Goob podcast, episode 4. Is it episode 4 already? We've been doing this for 4 weeks. First episode of December, so happy holidays to all those watching. It is the holiday season. It's getting colder. Even for California viewers, it's getting colder.
I don't even want to talk about the cold, man. It's freezing.
I didn't go outside today, so it didn't matter.
We had some sun today, which we haven't had in 8 days, but
good,
it's throughout the whole country, it's just flipping cold.
It is cold. And as you guys probably can tell, we got Goob a better camera than his computer camera, so now we're both going to be wider, and now you can see more of us. Exactly. He doesn't have to look at his computer anymore. You just look at the camera above his thing. We had some upgrades, people. And as you guys see, now that we'll be seeing all of my screen, I'll be putting a hat back here every week, a new hat. I work at a hat store, so I have plenty of them. So a lot of stuff has gone down. I apologize for last week's episode coming out so late in the week. It was recorded on Tuesday, but then I just kept having complications when trying to upload it. So we do apologize for getting out late. This should be up the Tuesday it is recorded. It is 12/2.
So here's an update on last week. Coach Josh's book just got notification. The season that changed us, what we talked about last week, will be dropping on Amazon December 9th.
December 9th, a week from today. We'll have a podcast that day. A week from today, December 9th. Make sure you get it. Make sure you order it and read it. It's a great book. We've both read a early version. I can't wait to go in and see the final version when it's public, when it's dropped. But yeah, to new viewers who maybe didn't know about us before he posted, because he posted the link to our podcast. To new viewers who don't know, I forgot to say at the beginning, I'm Joe Brown, or Joski. This is my co-host,
Scott, aka Goob.
Yes, all right. And we talk about sports and stuff. Last weekend, we did talk about predictions and, our game of the week, player of the week. It just, it didn't work out with the file. It got cut. So unless we can get everything in one take, then we're going to have to either be quicker with the podcast. It's, we live and we learn. We live and we learn certain things. It's growing. We're still new to this. We're new podcasters. So let's get into it this week. First of all, we're not going to talk too much about it, but Michigan did lose the game this last Saturday. Offense was just flat. Defense came out early strong with an interception, but then they let Sayan get into a mode. Jeremiah Smith has some great catches. Their running backs, Bo Jackson, and not the old one we're thinking of, Bo Jackson, had a phenomenal game on the ground. Just nothing could go right for us. They were the better team. Exactly. They were, plain and simple, the better team on Saturday was Ohio State. So props to them.
I still think my cousin Brian jinxed me. So.
Yeah, hasn't texted him. The 4 years we won. The 1 year he texted him, we're gone. We're out. All right.
I didn't text him. He texted me.
Exactly. So that's what I meant. He texted you. Yeah, he texted you. Now we're out. Pistons lost 2 games. But they've now won.
Won last night.
They won 2 since then. Last night was a nail biter, but win is a win in the NBA. Win is a win.
Hey, win's a win.
Michigan, number 3 in the AP poll. In the poll for basketball, not for football. Men's basketball. Number 3 in the
Women's
poll.
basketball, they're still 6.
Sixth, though. Hey, top 10 in both sports. Men's basketball beat the absolute brakes off Gonzaga by 40. It
looks like the Red Wings are going to beat the Bruins tonight 4-2.
Yeah, it looks like Red Wings are going to win. Let's go, guys. So, all is good. We had a 4-day stretch. Wednesday, Pistons lost. Thursday, Lions lost. We'll talk about that in a second. Thursday, Lions lost. Friday, Pistons lost again. And then Saturday, Michigan lost. But it looks like we're on the up since then. And the Lions play this Thursday night against the Dallas Cowboys. And I'm going to look in the camera for this portion because I want all of you Lions fans, if you're watching this, to hear this part. The world is not ending. The sky is not falling. We have seen worse. I had to watch Matt Patricia coach NFL games when I was a kid. This is not the worst Lions team we've ever watched. Is it one of the weaker teams? I would put it in sense of like how fun it is to watch, how the games make me feel. If we're ranking the 5 years under Campbell, obviously number 1 is 2023. That 2023 year was so fun to watch, 12-5. I'll put number 2. I'll put last year at 15-2. Had a lot of injuries, but still 15-2 is a great record. And I'll put, honestly, at number 3, I'll put our 9-8 season. The 9-8 season that started it all, beat the Packers twice, beat the Packers last week. Jamal Williams breaking the record. That team was so fun to watch just because there was no expectations. I'll slide this year at 4. This hasn't been the worst year. 3-13-1 is still a bad year. But this has not been the worst year, but it's definitely not been the best. Above all else, the critiques I see of the Lions are not what we should be critiquing. A lot of people are blaming Jared Goff. Jared Goff's playing at a good level this season. If I may, 3,000 yards passing. 3,000 yards passing, 25 touchdowns to 5 interception ratio, 70% completion percentage on the year. That's a good year. When did that not become a good year for an NFL quarterback on a team that is above 500 and is in the hunt? When did that become a bad year? It's not. He's actually in a better spot, I think, right now than he was at this point in the season last year. I think he had more picks at this point in the season last year because of the Houston game. And also just he had 5 in the Houston game himself. He only has 5 so far this season. 2 or 3 of which have been off drops and tipped balls. So realistically, he has like 3 that are his fault.
Didn't one go off somebody's helmet?
One went off of a defender's helmet against the Eagles game, like the first pass, and then one against the Giants was off of Amon-Ra St. Brown dropping the ball. And I'll be a little quicker with this portion, but I just wanted to defend. I got the Jared Goff shirt on right now. Like I want to defend this man right here. In our losses, Week 1, 225 yards, a touchdown, interception. Not a bad game, not a good game. Kansas City, our second loss, 203 yards, not a lot of yards, but 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. Minnesota, in a loss, 284, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. Philadelphia, 255, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. And then last week against Green Bay, 256, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. He's not playing bad. He's not hurting the ball a lot. And I didn't put the sack numbers, obviously, but he is not hurting the ball, like hurting our team in these losses. There's other factors going on. Our defense. And our defense has been better, I think, in recent weeks. It's just they haven't decided if they want to be good or not. I'm starting to think with how we played the Giants, how we played the Packers, was the Eagles game Kelvin Shepard and the defensive side doing well, or was it Kevin Patullo and the Eagles just not doing good offensively? It's kind of making me worry. But your camera turned off.
Oh, hang on.
You're good. Yeah, like, I don't know. I think personally, I don't believe that we aren't like a good team. I don't believe we aren't a good team. Wait, no. Yeah, I do believe we aren't. I do believe we are a good team. Better yet to say. Now your camera's off. Oh, it's black screen.
I know. I'm trying to fix it.
We'll figure this out. Hey, technical difficulties happen. All right. Now we're back. We're back. And then I gotta stop pushing buttons.
Let's
not don't push buttons while we're doing the podcast. We can do it before that. But yeah, honestly, he hasn't played bad. And then I also put down things that the Lions fan should be grateful for and things that I'm grateful for as a Lions fan going into this week. We're still in the playoff hunt. We have 5 winnable games. I'm not saying we will win. We have 5 winnable games. We don't have to play the Packers again. We don't have to play the Eagles, the Chiefs, teams that have beat us already. We don't have to play them again to get into the playoffs. We played a red-hot Cowboys team this week. We play the Rams, who look beatable.
Pause for a second. The Cowboys, how did they beat the Chiefs last week?
Their run
Chiefs
game,
just aren't the Chiefs.
They got Kenny Clark. First of all, their offense is just firepower. Dak Prescott is playing out of his mind recently. And their defense, they are stuffing the run recently. They've been stuffing the run. And they've been stuffing the run because with the Quinnen Williams addition from the Jets and with the Kenny Clark addition with the Micah Parsons trade, they can't generate pressure, but they can stuff the run up the middle. Like, they're neither running back from the Chiefs. Like, the Chiefs Patrick Mahomes had 4 touchdowns. The Chiefs weren't going to run the ball on this Cowboys defense. I don't think the Lions are going to run the ball efficiently against this Cowboys defense, especially up the middle. I think Gibbs on some outside zones or some counters, some toss plays, which we'll get to later in another segment. Like, I just think that's how we can beat them this week. But one thing I want to point attention to is Jared Goff this year, coming off a loss. In the 4 games coming off a loss, we have 5 games. We have 5 losses, but the 5th game coming off a loss will come this Thursday. 4 games coming off of a loss. 334 yards, 5 touchdowns. 241 yards and a touchdown. 320 yards, 3 touchdowns. 279 yards, 2 touchdowns. This year, after a loss, he's averaging 293.5 yards per game and 2.75 touchdowns after a loss. That's inflated by the Bears and Commanders game. I'll give you that. That's inflated by those two games, which both came after a loss. But Jared Goff is a good quarterback coming off of a loss historically through his career. If you guys are on TikTok with what's his name, Loeb's Leads on TikTok talks about it a lot when the Lions lose in his fantasy football videos. Is Jared Goff coming off a loss is dangerous. He's a dangerous quarterback. He doesn't like to lose back-to-back games. And the Lions, I don't like this stat. The Lions have not lost back-to-back games in a while. It's been a while that they've lost back-to-back games. And maybe it doesn't mean anything because we've kind of been win one, lose one the last few weeks. But still, we don't lose back-to-back games. And I don't think we will. I think the Cowboys can win this game, but I also think the Lions can. And now, my quick segment of going off the Lions. I'll be very quick with this. Hello, Lions. I know you're probably going to be looking for a new offensive coordinator this year. My name is Joe Brown. I'm 18 years old. My experience so far coaching, I was a JV quarterbacks coach / offensive assistant for one season. I have one season of coaching. I coached Powder Puff in high school twice. I was a head coach. I won both years. So here's what I would do and my simple plan to get back to the Lions of the past. Identity. Marry the run game to the play action again. Ben Johnson did that so well, and he's doing it so well in Chicago. Now that they have a two-headed monster, they had 200-yard rushers last week with Swift and Manungai. Marry the run game to the play action. 11 and 12 personnel tight end sets, and just hammer the damn ball. Make Jared Goff's life easy. Limit pressure. Limit obvious passing downs. Because he's not good in obvious passing downs. Jared Goff's not good because then they send pressure and we aren't ready for it. Why are we only having 5-man protection when obviously they're going to send pressure on a third down? Or we're just sending deep routes when you need a shorter route. That's going to be the identity. Run game. Duo, power, counter, and zone runs. Get David Montgomery running downhill and get yards on first down. And then get Gibbs on the outside, get Sewell or Decker out in space to go lead block for him. Amon-Ra St. Brown on a crack block, Isaac Tisla on a crack block, J-Mo going downfield and just taking a corner away. Do that. Make them do their own thing. Do not give David Montgomery an outside run. Don't make Gibbs run up the middle into a stacked box. That's not what they do. Gibbs is tough, but when you try to run on a 3rd and 5 multiple times last week, you're running an inside zone on a 3rd and 5 with Gibbs. Gibbs, in my opinion, should not be in the game on first down if we're going to run the ball. Should not be in the game on first down if we're running the ball, unless we run an outside play. I want Montgomery in there, and I want to get ahead of the sticks on first down every time. Up the middle, ahead of the sticks on first down every time. The easiest play to run on first down, run up the middle. Because then, eventually, it's going to be a first down. They're going to stack the box. You audible to a screen, and you get it to Jamison Williams for a touchdown, like Jared Goff did this week in the 2-minute drill at the end of the second half against the Packers. Pass game, play action, mostly from under center. I maybe say 60% of your snaps, play action should be from under center. And then shotgun RPOs and quick plays. Option routes with Amon-Ra, quick bubble RPOs, stuff like that. And one thing I wrote down, be unpredictable. Ben Johnson's offense was unpredictable. I want 50-50 pass run out of certain sets. I don't want it to be, in this set we're 70-30, and this set we're 30-70. No, 50-50 run pass out of almost every set. Just so the defense doesn't know what we're going to do. Last week, I watched that game. The Packers knew what we were going to do every play. The Giants the week before knew we were going to do every play. It's kind of, the Eagles knew we were going to do every play. It's insane. It's amazing to me that we're just so predictable this year. For Jared Goff, 60% under center on early downs, heavy play action, avoid obvious passing downs, a lot of formations and motions to help him identify coverage pre-snap. Jared Goff's dangerous when he can identify what you're doing. He'll pick you apart if he has time and he has the formations and motions necessary to read, okay, is this man coverage? Is this cover 2? Is this cover 3? Where do I like this? I like that. I wrote JG, not Jared Goff, Jahmyr Gibbs. 2 running back sets. Get him running routes against linebackers because that's where he succeeds. Angle routes, Texas routes, choice routes out of the backfield. Get him on a linebacker and make him beat the defense in the middle. Motion to slot or out wide. Get some motion going. Get him in the outside. Get him on the slot. Just get him against linebackers. outside zone, toss, crack, and counters. Get Sewell and Decker in space to go out and block and get him some yards. Get him 5 to 10 yards. Make him break off a run or two. For Montgomery, give him short yardage goal line and just keep him between the tackles. Keep him between the tackles. Get yards on first down. Amon-Ra St. Brown, option routes.
But he's questionable this week.
He's questionable. So I'm saying Tom Kennedy as well. Dominic Lovett, our 7th round pick. Whoever is in that position.
Well, I'm just saying they need to exploit Tesla because the guy's been fire all year.
I got a plan for him. Option route, short routes, primary read, and then make him a motion man when he does come back. JMO, give 3 to 4 dialed up deep shots per game. Posts, deep crossers, double moves, and slot fades. 4 of those a game. Max protect, leave 2 tight ends in, get a matchup you like, take 3 or 4 of those a game. Don't rely on them, but take 3 or 4 of those a game. See what you can get on first or second down or third down. See what you can get. First, second, or third. Those are 3 out of the 4 downs you can have. Tesla, big body possession receiver, and then Lovett, our receiver we haven't used a lot this year, our 7th round pick. Lovett, Dominic Lovett. Get him on crossers and drags and motions to take, this week specifically, to take attention away from Jameson Williams. Do a crosser and then a slot fade. Crosser and a deep drag. Short drag, deep crosser. Something to get the defense away from J-Mo to get Goff time to get him the ball. Tight ends, right now we have no Sam Laporta. Stick in 12 personnel. Basically use them as extra O-line. Use them as an extra tackle. Both of our tackles did not practice today. Decker and Sewell did not practice today. If we have backup tackles in there, best believe 7 blockers, 6 blockers. Use them as extra tackles. Use Brock Wright, who I think is also questionable. So use Fisker, use Dwelly as extra O-line. Chip to flat routes is what I wrote down as well. That's one.
So you think a jumbo package would help the passing game?
Oh, 100%. And then for the O-line, runs, I want duo, inside zone, counter, and then wide zone for Gibbs. Pass protection, 6-man protection, leave a tight end in there. Chip help in obvious passing downs, OPD I call them. Obvious passing downs, use the tight ends to help Goff, help protect Goff. Built-in hot routes, like
here's a question for you.
Yes.
The tight ends that we have, or the Lions have, without Laporta, are they good pass blocking tight ends?
They can be.
I've seen a lot of tight ends over the last 3 weeks just getting blown up.
Well, I mean, I'm saying they're there for chip help. Use the strongest guy you have, the best tight end blocker you have. I haven't really watched a lot of their film themselves, but use the best guy you have to chip block or to just stay in, or chip and then go to a flat. And I think we can definitely use them to help protect Goff and just give him that half a second more he needs to go through his progression. Because Goff is good under pressure when we protect well. And then I put punish pressure, don't take sacks. If they're going to send pressure, have a hot route. Have a Gibbs little sneak over there. Like, oh, I'm going to stay back to block, but then sneak over quick route. If they're going to send pressure, have quick routes that you can easily audible to or something like that. He does his kill, that he can quickly like audible to and be like, all right, they're sending pressure here. We're going to, if they don't replace with coverage where that guy's coming from, we're just going to dump it off right there and we're going to get 5-6 yards off of this. And then situational, what I would do in situations, heavy shifts, under center play action, Montgomery in duo power, Gibbs with a wide zone or toss with throwing an orbit motion to keep the edges, to freeze the edges. We'll do an orbit motion. Maybe we have a zone route going out there or like a swing and then just zone run it. Just to keep the defense on their toes. Third down, third and like 3 to 6, because my red zone things apply to. Oh, and also ISO slot fades for JMO. Third down and 3 through third down and 6. I want bunch/stack plays where we have either rub concepts where people get in the way of each other and you get someone open, mesh as well for that idea, and drive concepts. All 3 of those move people across and cause disruptions. Jared Goff is very good at picking apart disruptions. He'll look right at it. Whoever comes open, throw immediately. It's consistent and it's going to work. Third and 7+, Treat it like 2-down territory. This is where you can do it. You can go for it on 4th down, Dan Campbell. Here's how. Instead of just running the ball and getting no yards on a 3rd and 7, screen pass to Gibbs or JMO, and then either you get it on that play or you go for it on 4th and 3 or better. 4th and 4 or more, punt it. 4th and 3 or better, go for it. And treat it like a normal 3rd and 3 down. Go back to what I said for 3rd and 3 through 6. 2-minute drill, 11 personnel, shotgun tempo. Let Goff operate. Goff is a surgeon at the quarterback position. Let this man operate. Quick game, stick, slant, flat, spacing, routes, mirrored concepts. So just mirrored concepts, for those of you who don't know, is you put the same concept on both sides. Let Goff pick a side he likes with the leverage of the coverage, especially if they're running a 1 high. Let him pick the side that he has better leverage on and exploit that side. And then audibles to screens of box stacks. We saw it this week. They stacked the box, and Goff audible. I think he said pilot, audible to a screen pass to Jameson Williams. They scored a touchdown off of it. Goff is good with audibles. Give him more free reign. Ben Johnson and Goff had so much free reign and gave Goff a lot of free reign. What are you going to do right now? What are the Lions going to do right now without Amon-Ra St. Brown and all that? 3x1 sets, JMO as the solo X and Gibbs as a wide receiver running back hybrid. Jets, bubbles, RPOs. Just stretch the defense horizontally. Stretch Dallas's defense horizontally. Because just they aren't ready for it. Quick game on early downs, chip plays, and 6-man protection. Leave a tight end in to protect. A few max protect shot plays with JMO or Isaac Tesla if we like the matchup. Do a few shot plays a game. Use Sion Vaki. He has not played a lot this year. I think he's still questionable this week. So whoever our 3rd-string running back is, use Sion Vaki. And this is the only reason. If we make the postseason and Gibbs or Monty goes down, you do not want to have a running back that is not ready to go in. Use Vaki on a few downs a game. Get him reps and make sure he is comfortable in the offense if worst comes to worst. And then what I would do this week against the Dallas Cowboys. The Dallas Cowboys rank 12th in pressure rate and top 10 in run stop win rate. That's good. That's a good defense. They're bad in the EPA stats and points per game. They aren't good in that. But this is not the same Dallas defense we've seen all year. They are getting better. Secondary, no. Back end, no. But their front end is getting better. 12 and 21 personnel. Use Wright/Dwelly/Frisker, whoever the tight end that is, a healthy tight end on this team, whoever it is if we can have one, use him as an extra O-lineman. Whoever.
So wait for a second. Hold up. So, I mean, something you got to think about. You talk about how Dallas is a better defense now. Who would have thought this with the Micah Parsons trade?
Oh, no one would have thought that he'd be a better defense.
Yeah.
But they're not. They don't generate pressure. They don't generate pressure on non-blitz plays.
They're getting the job done. They don't need to generate pressure.
No, but they're
if you're stopping the run,
yeah.
and you've got a secondary that can stop the pass.
They don't have a secondary that can stop the pass. That's the thing. They don't.
Yeah, but
Mahomes sliced him up last week.
Yeah, but still, I mean, no one thought that this defense was going to be this good because everybody was all hyped up about the Micah Parsons trade.
Oh, not at all. But even then, the Packers defense has been just insane with Micah. Micah had, 2.5 sacks last week? And given our tackle struggles with Sewell and Decker questionable, I guarantee you they'll play because they're tough and they're going to want to play. Protection slide to the weakest tackle. Whoever is your weaker of the two, if you have backups in, or if one is injured more than the other, protection slide to help the weaker tackle. Quick release plays, quick game, RPOs, play action with defined reads for Goff to make, this isn't a joke here, 6 and 7-man protections, 3-man concepts. 3-man concepts, let him go 1, 2, 3, read. If not, get rid of it or check it down. Make the 4th read your check down. With 6 and 7-man protections, leave a running back in to chip or to block, and leave an extra tight end in there to rip. Minimize true 5+ step drops. When you do that, do max protection. Have max protection, 7 guys, 8 guys ready if we're going to do a 5-step drop deep shot play. Use Glasnow and Tate Ratledge to double teams and then climb to backer on Quinn and Williams. Give the ball to Monty on early downs. Stay vertical, get yards. Get yards on first down. Simple football lingo here. Stay ahead of the sticks. Get yards on first down. We have not been doing that very well this year. Gibbs toss crack. What is it? Wide zone plays. Spread JMO out to force light boxes and then attack. Spread JMO and Tesla out to make a lighter box on the inside and take advantage of that with Monty or Gibbs. Break off big plays. If you do that, you're going to break off some big plays. RPO bubbles to JMO and then Dominic Lovett. I hope we involve Lovett this week. I liked him as a pick. He was good in college. Now screens to Tesla and Tom Kennedy against soft corners if we get that. High probability throws, 3 to 4 dialed up shots when protection is set. JMO vertical stress, cause vertical stress on this defense. Get JMO vertical, even if you're using him as a decoy a few times a play. I said 3 to 4 shot plays, but I think JMO should be going deep 10 times a game, and then just force them to respect that and then attack them. Kennedy or Lovett in the slot, option routes for Kennedy, and then drags and overs for Lovett. Tesla, slant, back shoulder fades, curl routes versus off man and cover 3 on early downs. Drive and dagger plays out of 3x1. Mesh variations on third and medium. Flood and sail routes off of boot. So just give them a little half boot and do a flood route and do a sail route. Quick out, up, or an out, a corner, a flat, or a corner flat and an up, or something like that. Something of that nature. And then angle and choice routes for Gibbs. Get him on a weak backer and get him in the end zone. They've scored so many times on that. I don't know why they do that a lot. Big thing. Bleed the clock with long but efficient drives, but still land punches with your playmakers. Get your playmakers in space. What was the one thing I was always taught when we go to quarterback lessons? Get your playmakers out in space. You don't need to... You throw the ball on a 5-yard out, but your guy gets 35 yards. That's 35 passing yards for you. Jared, just get the ball to your playmakers in space. If we can do all that, we will have a successful offensive scheme, and we can win against the Dallas Cowboys on Thursday and keep our playoff hopes alive. Next week, join me for my offensive coordinator audition again against whoever play the Rams next week. You know,
how can we get this in front of Dan Campbell?
I don't know. I don't know. That was a lot of talking. That was me. I know we like to just talk about fun stuff. That was me football nerding out a little bit. I've been working on that all. Guys, I had the day off today, so I've been working on that all day. I haven't had anything else to do. But now we will get to Goob segment, which is the college football coaching carousel, and just talking about who's hired. Do you like the hire? And what do you think will come from it? So if you have your stuff ready.
Well, so there's been 12 coaches changes in the last week.
Mm-hmm.
That's a lot. I mean, I don't remember so many coaches turning around. I mean, colleges just with the NIL don't have patience. You got to win today.
Win now.
So starting off with the first one in the carousel was James Franklin. You know, he got canned from Penn State, and Virginia Tech hired him. So I think that's a good fit for the fact that he's a player's coach.
Hire. That's a home run.
He's a player's coach. I feel he's gonna do well there. The next one is at Michigan State hiring Pat Fitzgerald. Some people are criticizing this, but he was cleared of those charges of the hazing at Northwestern.
I didn't know about that.
So he was cleared of that. So, but he's also a player's coach. And a lot of people are like, well, his last couple seasons at Northwestern, he struggled, blah blah blah. Yeah, well, you know what? When you get a new chance at a new school, things can happen for you.
Exactly.
I'd like to see him turn Michigan State around. Give us some competition. It's fun to beat up little brother, but sometimes you want to be able
fight back.
At least you want some fight back. So
make it a good game.
The biggest one that everyone's talking about is Lane Kiffin leaving Ole Miss, going to LSU.
That's just a good hire.
I just read something. I'm trying to look at it from a player's perspective. Why would you, in the recruitment phase, because recruitment starts this week, knowing his history, he was USC, he was at Tennessee, he went to Alabama as an OC under Saban, then he went to FAU, and then he went to Ole Miss. So, how can you, if he were to walk in my kids or my living room with my kid and say, promise him the world, I'd look him in the eye and say, yeah, I'm not so sure, buddy. Your track record speaks for itself.
I still think with how he turned around the programs that he was at, I still think kids are going to go. Players are going to
Yeah.
go to LSU to
Well,
play for Lane
yeah, but
Kiffin.
he's got a ton of NIL money at LSU too. I don't know
100%.
where they're getting their money from. I mean, they're still paying 3 head coaches: Ed Orgeron, Brian Kelly, and now Lane Kiffin. So there's
It's
money
crazy.
somewhere in Louisiana. I don't get it. But
Yeah.
anyways,
Yeah.
moving on. Oklahoma State hired Eric Morris from the guy from North Texas.
Yeah.
Uh, Kentucky hired Will Stein. He was the OC for the Ducks.
That's not a
So
bad hire.
we'll see. Auburn, man, they go through coaches more than they change their underwear. So Alex Golish, he was from he was a coach or coordinator at South Florida. Um, Colorado State, Jim Mora, I didn't even know he was still coaching. Apparently he's coming. He's leaving UConn, going to Colorado State.
I think that's a good
Old
hire.
Miss,
I think that's a good hire right
I
there
do too. I
for
mean, well,
Colorado
because
State.
he's got a proven track record. NFL, college, he can get things done. Old Miss, they stayed within their system. They brought up Pete Golding, who was their DC this past year. So the Gators, they brought up John Summerall,
That's a really good
and
hire from Tulane. Is he from
yeah,
Tulane?
yeah,
That is a
yeah.
smash hit hire. He is a great coach, and I think he's going to do really well with their roster. I think that's a really good hire, personally.
Well, I think what I'm seeing and what we're seeing is these coaches who are coaching in the non Big Five schools like Tulane, North Texas, they've proven their worth at those schools, and now they're given an opportunity at the bigger schools to see what they can do.
And I think they're going to do
So,
well with the opportunity. I think Summerall was a great hire for Florida.
Oregon State hired Jamarcus Shepard, who was a co-OC at Alabama.
That's not a bad hire. Not a
You
bad
know,
hire. Bama makes
Yeah,
good
well,
coaches.
but the thing, okay, but you're going with a guy who's not had any experience as a head coach, and we all can see, these head coaches are. If you haven't coached, I know you got to cut your teeth somewhere, but we'll see. I mean, he's coming from Alabama, which has always been a
Always a
great
good
program.
yeah, they make good coaches.
Then we got Arkansas. They hired Ryan. I can't even read my own writing. Silverfent. He was a coach from Memphis. So another,
Group of five guy.
Group of five guy who is getting an opportunity, especially in the SEC. And then this one I kind of questioned was Stanford picking up Tavita Pritchard, who was
Commanders quarterback
from
coach?
the Washington Commanders. Yeah.
I think that's not a bad
but
hire.
I guess he's got ties to Andrew Luck.
Exactly.
So
I think if he is a good hire and he's this is the play I think that Stanford's having. They're hiring him, and if he turns out to be good, he's gonna stay. I don't think sense of his ties to Andrew Luck. If you go out and you get a really good coach, but they don't really care about the program, they're just gonna jump ship. They're going out and getting a guy that if he does pan out, he will stay with the program for a while.
Well,
because of his ties.
I think they're just not bringing him in for the fact of who he knows, but he's got history with Stanford.
Exactly.
He was a previous OC.
So he will stay.
He's got ties there. So, they're bringing in somebody they know that can build the program back up and get players to come play there.
Exactly.
So, but yeah, that's pretty much for the college football carousel. There's a lot of turnover. So we'll see what these guys can do.
What was the Ole Miss hire? They brought someone up to be the interim coach, but they said he was permanent.
So
they said he's
their
permanent.
DC, Pete Golding, their DC from this year, is staying because they're potentially getting into the playoff.
Yeah.
So they still got to have some staff because Lane Kiffin's statement was, if you're not on the plane with me, there's no position for you in my staff at LSU. I kind of like, dude, really?
Mm-hmm. Is that? Do you agree with that? Making him not just the interim head coach, the permanent. Like they're saying he's going to be the head coach going into next year. Is that a panic hire? Is that we just want to move someone up? Because there were other guys on the board they could have went and got.
So you got to look, even if it was an interim, you got to look at the whole college football, which I think college football needs to change this. Is in their recruitment, If
it should not be this early.
Yeah, it should not be this early. It's not that early in basketball.
Exactly. You need time to get the coaches
you need
to
time.
finish the season.
You
extended the playoffs.
At least extend it past the bowl games. Okay.
Exactly.
Which, the bowl games start in 2 weeks, which is crazy. But yeah, let the kids have the fun in their bowl games, and then if they decide if they're going to transfer or whatnot, just
Based on where their coach
after the first
goes.
of the year.
Based on where their
Yeah.
coach goes. Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I don't know. I just saw a bunch of things about him getting hired, and some people don't like it. They think it's not that good of a hire. Is that it for the coaching hires?
Considering who the list I just listed,
He
with
was
people
definitely
with
not the best option on
more
that list.
experience,
And you could have gotten someone
but
else.
like I said, I
Lane
think they're
Kiffin
just
dragged
trying
it
to,
out.
yeah, and they're just trying to fill a void and try to get some recruitments in.
Yeah,
So.
no. Yeah, that's the coaching carousel. We will get back to you guys with the coaching carousel in the NFL offseason when those guys were hired. Who has been fired so far? Just Dable? Dable and then Brian Callahan, right? For the Titans coach, and then the Giants coach, Brian Dable. So we'll do that. We will revisit this segment next year. We'll also revisit. We can revisit after the recruitment cycle and see what coaches had a good recruitment after getting hired. Because some coaches come in and immediately have a great recruitment class, and then they're just like, okay, that team's going to be competitive. Is that all for the college coaches?
Well, I mean, the thing of it is like, which I didn't read up on the schools, but who's got the most? I mean, we'll say Michigan because we got a billionaire supporting us, so we've got a ton of NIL money.
Yeah,
so I mean,
working.
So LSU, I guess, was promising Kiffin like 25 million in NIL money or something like that, something crazy. So
that's a lot in NIL, just in NIL. They're going to put a salary cap on that.
Yeah, that's not his paycheck, but what he's got in NIL money to recruit.
But they're gonna put a salary cap on it someday. There's no way you don't, because this has been, in my opinion, and I don't know if you agree, the most even college football season. Like, there's a lot of parity. There's not just one team kind of flying. Like Ohio State, yeah, but I honestly don't. I'm not gonna say with 100% certainty that Ohio State's gonna beat Indiana. I think that it's going to be one of the best games of the year.
And I'm not just saying that because I hate Ohio State. I think Indiana, this team this year has a legitimate shot to win it all. I mean,
and like last year they were,
Indiana's always been like the middle of the road for the Big Ten.
Yeah.
They are now part of the cream of the crop, and they are proving it. And I'm looking forward to this game this weekend to see.
That's going to be good.
It's going to be a good one. I mean, everybody's talking about everybody's got the whole SEC, Georgia, Alabama.
Yeah. This is my Georgia, Alabama right here. This is Big Ten football.
Well, look at the 3 of the top 5: Ohio State, Indiana, Oregon.
Yeah. We got Big Ten takeover is real. Is real.
So,
respect to Texas Tech moving on.
Oregon's still in it. So.
Yeah. No, yeah. So that for college football championship weekend, if we want to, I think I have the games. I can pull up the games and we can see who we think is going to win each conference championship. I can pull up the games.
Yeah, let's do that.
Just a little. Hey, this is audible. We're running an audible here. Kill. We're gonna do. we're gonna predict the bowl games. All right. I believe this is for the Sun Belt. So Friday, December 5th, the Sun Belt Championship, and then what I think is also going to be the AAC, American Conference, I believe. Yes, the American Conference.
Is it all American or just American?
American Athletic Conference, maybe.
Yes, that's it.
Yeah, and then I didn't realize Tulane is doing good because they have Retzloff, the guy from BYU, who had to leave due to unforeseen circumstances. All right, Troy and James Madison. I think James Madison just blows them out of the water that game.
I don't know if they're going to blow them out of the water, but we'll see.
James Madison just plays at a high level compared to everyone else in the Sun Belt, in my opinion. North Texas against Tulane. That's going to be
That's a tough one, man. I mean, they're both really doing very well right now, and they're having great seasons. I think that's going to be a slugfest.
100%. I think the North Texas offense is very, very high powered. They're scoring 46.8 points per game. 46.8 points per game. That Just saying that out loud.
Who are they, Folsom?
Tulane's averaging 28.7. Obviously, maybe with a harder schedule, I think North Texas wins by 1 score. North Texas wins by 1 score, overtime win, or late game, heroics, field goal, touchdown, 1 score. 100% 1 score. The big day. Big 12, 9 a.m. kickoff for the Big 12. 11-1 BYU, 11-1 Texas Tech. Texas Tech got the best of them the first time around. Does Texas Tech win it again?
Hard to beat a team twice.
It's hard to beat. My favorite old guy saying in sports, it's hard to beat a team twice, and I think they won't. I think BYU upsets Texas. I think Texas Tech still makes it, potentially, but I think I think Texas Tech does make it because they're not going to hold conference championships against you.
Here's a question for you. BYU loses. Should they make the playoff?
I don't think so. Because they're already a team. They're already one of the first teams out right now. You need to win to get in. If you lose, you stay out. Obviously, conference championships should not negatively affect you. But if you were already not in it before, losing should not put you in it. So I think if the committee holds true and the conference championships, losing it can't affect you, but winning it can. The winner of this game gets in. The loser of this game, if it's BYU, does not get in. Texas Tech still has a puncher's chance if they lose. That's why I think BYU needs to win this game, because they need to win this game a little more than Texas Tech does. Number 3, Georgia. Number 9, Bama. Earlier this year, they played, and Bama won 24-21. It's hard to beat a team twice, but do you think Bama can get the best of Georgia?
No.
You think Georgia? I think Georgia's been playing very well.
I watched that Georgia Tech game. If Georgia can play the way they played last weekend,
we're talking defensively, by the way, not offensively. They only put up 16 points, but defensively, holding a very high-powered quarterback in Haynes King to having a horrible game, holding a very good offense this year so far with Georgia Tech, despite maybe some ugly losses from them. But Georgia Tech was in the playoff talks all year, and they held them to 9 points. That I think Georgia's defense gets them this game. The question is, Bama's in it. If they lose this game, do they stay in it? Because it can't.
No.
But the losses in the conference championship shouldn't tank you getting in the playoff.
You just said the same thing about BYU.
But BYU, no. But I'm saying Bama's already in it right now. Are they not? Are they not put in the playoff? BYU isn't. So I'm saying, does the committee stick to their word and say, okay, you lost?
The committee's unpredictable. Exactly. I don't even want to talk about
That's the question. And now we're going to go to the ACC championship here. This could cause an insane scenario. 7-5 Duke versus 10-2 Virginia in the ACC championship game. If Duke wins this game, what the hell happens? Do 2 group of 5 teams get in? If Duke wins this game, let's say Duke wins this game, North Texas and James Madison both win and they're 12-1. Do you have to put 2 group of 5 teams in if the ACC champion is 8-5? It's a chaos scenario.
I would. It's a very interesting discussion, and the fact of it is, I think that the 2 group of 5 teams
should make
with
it
a 12-1 record should make it.
Exactly. So Duke could screw some things up.
Why are you going to put an ACC team that's 8-5
exactly
over 2 other teams? Because honestly, you want to compare the group of 5 teams conferences versus the ACC.
ACC
is very weak.
This year they've not been very strong.
Virginia's tops right now, but you got Clemson's not good. Georgia Tech's on the wire.
If Virginia wins, they get in, but they're gonna get beat first round. If Virginia gets in, they win, but they get beat first round. But if Duke wins, they cause the ACC collapse, and James Madison and North Texas or Tulane get in the college football playoff, and we're gonna have 2 group of 5 teams, and I'm gonna love it. I'm gonna love every second of it.
Well, yeah, but I think the committee won't love it because the fact that they're gonna have to, they're gonna have some ownership in this, and allow smaller teams into the playoff, which people get, scared. I mean, I don't know why they're so scared about it in football. I mean, we see the Cinderella stories in basketball every year.
Yeah,
So
100%. Those are all the games. Oh, we'll come back to the Big Ten game. Mountain West, UNLV versus Boise State. I think UNLV gets the better of them this year. They're just
yeah,
a
I'm
better
gonna
team.
say I'm gonna go UNLV on that one.
Shout out. Well, never mind. I almost said shout out Alex Orji, but he has not played at all.
No,
Anthony Coladera is their guy. But Conference USA, Kennesaw State versus Jacksonville State. Known college football 25, great team to rebuild. Kennesaw State has a 9-3 season this year after like joining D1, like joining the FBS like a year ago. I think Kennesaw State wins this game. I like to see Kennesaw State have a 10-win season and be able to build off of that. That'd be a fantastic way. The MAC, Miami of Ohio versus Western Michigan. The game light. Ohio versus Michigan. The game light version, The game 0.5, but I'm gonna be a homer here. I know nothing, but I'm gonna go Western Michigan just because I'm a homer. I will never.
Well, I watched Western Michigan play Eastern Michigan last
and they
week,
played them. They beat the crap out of them.
They have a solid game on both sides of the ball.
They beat the crap out of them. And then, so yeah, that's it. And then obviously, game of the week: Ohio State, Indiana. Who do you think wins it? I think it's a toss-up.
I'm going Indiana. I honestly, I watched Ohio State last weekend destroy us, and they're a very well-rounded team. But I think Indiana, Signati's got that team at a higher level than they've ever been. So, and their players buy into him.
Yeah, I think. I don't know. I think.
Well, then we also have the battle of the quarterbacks, Sayin and
Mendoza and Sayin. I think winner of this game gets the Heisman. Winner of the game gets the Heisman. Whoever plays better. I don't even think winner. Yeah. Whoever plays better gets the Heisman. This year for the Heisman race has kind of been boring. I miss last year. I miss Travis Hunter and Ashton Genty. I miss Shadur Sanders. Let me say it. I miss Shadur Sanders and Dylan Gabriel. Who would have thought they'd be on the same team?
Because I'm going to be honest with you. Outside Mendoza and Sayin, I don't even know who's in the race. So
Jeremiah Love, Notre Dame, that linebacker from Texas Tech. Like, I don't know. I'm gonna go Ohio State. Hey, don't kill me, but I'm just gonna make the smart pick here.
You're not my son.
Hey, I'm gonna look dumb if Indiana wins. But Indiana's the safe pick in my opinion, because you don't look stupid if they lose, because okay, it's Ohio State. But I look dumb if I pick Ohio State and they lose. So we're gonna go Ohio State. I just think their firepower. I think they could win it all again, and it's gonna be boring, and I'm gonna hate it. But they have the opportunity.
It's funny that the season has developed where those two haven't even played each other yet.
And now they get to play each other again, or they get to play each other, and it's gonna. I think Indiana wants it more, but I just think Ohio State is the firepower.
That can be the dig for the Big Ten, for the fact that we got the SEC team for the SEC championship. Those two teams have already played each other.
Yeah.
But yet in the Big Ten, we got two teams that haven't even seen each other. So This isn't even a rematch. So.
Exactly, which is why it's harder to predict, because you didn't see it before. Which is why it's hard to predict. One thing I want to say why I pick Ohio State, their defense. They have the best defense in the country. Do you want to guess how many points they give up per game?
Is it less than 10?
7.8. A little over a touchdown a game.
What they said last weekend, their front four guys on defense are going to be first round picks.
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah, oh my gosh. Do you want to guess how many touchdowns they've given up?
15.
Lower.
12. Touchdowns? The whole season? 10?
9.
Wow.
9 touchdowns.
Yeah, I know we didn't.
0 to Michigan.
We couldn't get in the end zone last weekend.
It's insane. It is genuinely like their point.
And their DC is a guy you absolutely hate. So
we don't say his name. We don't say his name on here. He does not get his name spoken on this podcast. But yeah, so I pick Ohio State. So those are our predictions for we audibled a little bit. NFL, we'll get through NFL. We're sitting at about 50 minutes. We got time. We're good. We're not sitting here for 2 hours like you said. I told him I had 4 pages of notes, and he goes, "We're not gonna be here for 2 hours." I'm like, I'm a fast talker. All right, my NFC Player of the Week. Keep in mind, both of my players this week, there were players who played better than them, but and there were players that actually kind of played worse than one of my players I picked for my worst player of the week. It's about the impact of the game. The Panthers were 6-6, playing the Super Bowl favorites, coming off an embarrassing Monday night loss where Bryce Young played like horrible. He was our worst player of the week last week. Bryce Young, he was one of our NFC worst players of the week. He would have been if Sam Darnold didn't have the week he had. Or I think no, did Sam Darnold play bad last week? No, never mind. Sorry. Bryce Young, 15 of 20, 260 yards, 3 touchdowns, 0 interceptions, 147 passer rating against one of the best defenses in the league. The Super Bowl favorites walking into that game, and he outplayed Matthew Stafford, the MVP favorite. He outplayed him, and he came up in clutch moments. Bryce Young, like I said this a couple weeks ago, one of the best quarterbacks in the league is Bryce Young in a one-score game. Bryce Young in a one-score game is one of the best players in the league. He's my NFC Player of the Week. What about you?
I'm not going to disagree with you. I mean, I don't know all the numbers, but I think just because of who he played against, because I wrote down worst player of the week was Matt Stafford because he just stunk it up. I mean, he threw a pick 6. He had a fumble towards the end of the game that could have allowed them to have a tying field goal.
Yeah. So, did you watch the Vikings game though? Because there is a very clear-cut pick for
and I know who you were going with, so I wasn't going to agree with you. Oh
yeah, no, you're good. But no, I told you I was like we can agree on that. But no, Stafford did have not the best game. But the best part is he had a bad game. I still think he's the MVP favorite in my opinion. I don't care. Like,
well, I mean, who else is there?
Drake May. There's Drake May, who's my AFC offensive player. Yeah. So wait, also, who is your your best offensive player of the week in the NFC? Did you not put someone?
I did put somebody.
All right, we'll go Bijan Robinson, almost 200 yards of offense, and he's on your fantasy team. Yeah. Even though for the second time this year, I took him down in fantasy. I have 6 wins, and a third of them are against this guy right here, who's in like 3rd place. Also, I clinched playoffs in our family league. I clinched playoffs. Thank you to my mom for winning. I needed my mom to win, and I needed to win. Now I'm in. My record, we will not say.
6-7.
Yes. In the AFC, okay, we're cutting that out. AFC Player of the Week for me. Mahomes played better, but he didn't win. Drake May, 24 of 31, 282 yards, 2 touchdowns, 126 rating. This guy just continues to play good. Okay, it's the Giants. I don't care. The Giants have a really good. The Giants actually had a favorable matchup here, having the best defensive line in the NFL, and Drake May having a very beat up offensive line, and he just picked him apart. For Mike Vrabel gave Travion Henderson more carries, but he picked him apart. Do you have an answer for AFC Offensive Player of the Week?
Yep, Shadur Sanders, 16 to 25, passing 149 yards, 1 touchdown, no interceptions, 6 yards rushing. Unfortunately, he was sacked 3 times. His O-line, I didn't realize this until I read it. What?
That's it. I'm doing the. You're good. I'm just doing the Shadur. I'm doing this thing. You can continue talking.
Stanavsky, the head coach of the Browns, was rotating O-linemen for him. You got your rookie quarterback in there, and you're rotating offensive linemen. Come on, man.
The Browns hate him.
He's auditioning for his exit interview.
Dude, the Browns hate him. Like, Dylan Gabriel hates him. Like, your team doesn't like the organization. The players like him. The organization does not like him. I don't know why they're so loving of Dylan Gabriel. And yes, Shadur Sanders, a little cocky, really confident in himself. Is that not how Deion Sanders was? I get Deion Sanders was miles ahead of where Shadur Sanders is comparative to his position. But that's just their family. They're confident in themselves. And even though not the whole world isn't against Shadur Sanders, but I think a little bit of it is Dion telling him, oh, everyone's against you. So he's always like, oh, I have haters. People, I want him to succeed. Even you, who was maybe not the biggest fan of him in college, you just said here, he's your offensive player of the week when there are players that played better. You want him to succeed. I want Shedeur Sanders to succeed. I want Shedeur Sanders to succeed.
Absolutely. No, he deserves to succeed.
He had a Bo Callahan level slide in the draft. Bo Callahan levels of sliding in the draft. And I want him to succeed. He's on one of the worst quarterback franchises. If anyone should succeed or deserves to succeed, I think it's Shedeur Sanders.
Absolutely.
100%.
And that's why I picked him. I think
exactly.
he had a
That's
really
a great
good week. Even though he played the Niners, and like you said, he got sacked 3 times, got no O-line love at all, trying to help him. So
I'll make a few people mad with this. He outplayed Brock Purdy.
Oh, absolutely.
Don't arrest me. I get Purdy had the rushing touchdown as well, but don't arrest me. I think he outplayed Brock Purdy. He had a better passer rating. He had.
Don't even get me started with San Francisco. I mean, I think Mac Jones.
Mac Jones playoff push right now.
Yeah,
they're still 9-4 though, so we need them to lose.
I mean,
Lions need the Niners to lose.
He's the highest paid quarterback in the quarterback room.
Yeah,
but he hasn't proven himself.
In years past, this year maybe not, but
no, I'm talking about this season.
Okay, yeah, no.
I mean, Mac Jones came out of nowhere. You're paying him $10 to play, and he's outplaying your starter.
Yes. So. My worst offensive player of the week was Max Brosmer. 19 of 30, 126 passing yards, 4 interceptions, a 32.8
poor guy,
rating.
Man. He got thrown into the fire, dude.
Playing your first career game against one of the best defenses in football was not very good. And my AFC worst player of the week will be kind of controversial because this guy gets a lot of scrutiny. Controversial. Lamar Jackson. You're playing the worst defense in football on the Bengals in a must-win game to keep your playoff hopes alive and stay in the driver's seat in the North. On Thanksgiving Day, you go 17 of 32 for 246 yards. You don't score a touchdown. You throw an interception.
And that was Burrow's return, though.
You let Burrow outplay you, and he hasn't played football in 10 years.
Yeah, but and I'm not trying to justify it, but the Ravens-Bengals, that is a huge rivalry in their division.
Yeah.
And those are tough games to win.
Yeah, and I think we're going to get into this later. Who will win the North, AFC and NFC, because those are the tightest races right now. I will get into that later. We'll talk about how the Ravens kind of are screwed to end the year, in my opinion, just based on matchups. But game of the week, I gave it to Rams-Panthers. That was just an exciting game to watch. How can you not root for Bryce Young? I love Bryce Young. I don't care. Bryce Young's the best ever.
My game of the week, I gave it to Dallas, Kansas City.
That was a great
Dallas
game to watch.
Coming out of that. That was a good game. That was a fun game to watch.
Dallas keeping their hopes alive in the playoffs. And okay, what else? Oh, worst game of the week, Jags-Titans, 25-3. Boring. The only thing I wrote. Yeah. Boring. I don't remember anything that happened in that game, and I watched Red Zone all morning.
Yeah.
There's really not much more to say of that. Who will win the North? AFC. Right now, these are the current standings. Ravens, Steelers, Bengals, Browns. My pick is the Bengals. I think the Bengals win the AFC North with a 9-8 record. I think they win out. I think Joe Burrow plays phenomenal. Here is why. I saw something today that said if the Steelers go 3-2, if the Ravens go 2-3, and if the Bengals go 5-0, the Bengals win the division. Here are the next 5 games for the Ravens. You play the Steelers. Let's say you win that game. Let's say they win against the Steelers with a hurt Rodgers. You play the Bengals again. Bengals beat you. You play the Patriots. The Patriots beat you. You play the Packers. The Packers beat you. You close out the season against Steelers again. I think the Steelers win that game. I think they split the series. So I think you go 1-4 over your next 5 in my world. Ravens go 1-4. Then the Bengals, their next 5 games. They play the Bills this week. I think they win that game. I think the Bills are on a decline. They haven't been playing their best ball. And I think the Bengals are at the perfect offensive peak where they can win the game. And the defense is coming off of a good performance against a good offense. So I think that gives them confidence. But
the Bills have struggled this year.
And against the run, I think Chase Brown's going to have a great game, but I also think the Bills' defense isn't very good. Then obviously, like I said, I have them sweeping the Ravens, beating the Ravens again. So they are at this point 6-8. They play the Miami Dolphins. They beat the Miami Dolphins. I think we're in agreement on that. They play the Arizona Cardinals, and then they play the Browns. So, realistically, if they get past the Bills and Ravens, which are hard games, they have 3 straight insanely easy games against bad teams that aren't going to care at that point in the year. They could finish 9-8. Moving on to the Steelers. I think they play the Ravens. Let's say they lose to the Ravens this week. Okay, we'll give them that. Then they beat the Dolphins. I think they lose to the Lions. But I still think they beat the Browns. And then I think they beat the Steelers. So I think they beat the Ravens in the last week. I think they go 3-2. I think that scenario happens. I think the Ravens go 1-4. I think the Bengals go 5-0, and I think the Steelers go 3-2. It's weird. It's the annual it's the really weird annual the Steelers go 9-8. They get above 500. Good job. Also, the Bengals somehow being 4 games under 500 still have a really specifically odd scenario to make the playoffs like they had last year. Do you think the Bengals win the AFC North, given what I've presented you schedule-wise?
I think that's a pretty good analysis. I think you could be right, and for them to come out of nowhere because Burrow's been hurt all year for the most part.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm thinking about this and looking at it. I'm like, when did the AFC East become the AFC better or worse than the AFC South?
You mean the AFC North become worse than the AFC South?
Yeah, AFC North become worse than the AFC South because
I don't even think it's worse. I think it's fun because it's competitive. The AFC North is just what the AFC South has been, where it's competitive but lower record teams, where they all can beat each other. Like the Browns could mess this up and just beat the Bengals and then also beat the Steelers and just say the Browns could be like, oh, we don't like you guys. Let's go beat you guys with our defense, And I think if the Bengals lose to the Bills this week, it's over. Then the Steelers get their annual playoff spot that they shouldn't have, and they're just going to lose in the wild card.
I know. It's so funny that they're talking about, replacing Tomlinson.
They should. What have they done since their Super Bowl they won with Big Ben? What have they done? Made the playoffs a bunch of times. Oh, you don't have a losing record. It's not enough to not have a losing record for 20 years. I love Mike Tomlin. Mike Tomlin's a good coach. But it just feels like the organization is stuck with being complacent in mediocrity. That's when you think of the Steelers, what do you think of? 9-8, 10-7, losing the wild card. I feel like that's when you think of Steelers, that is what you think of. Let's look at the Steelers here. Let's give them a look. Let's give them a fair shot here. Where are the Steelers at? I'm trying to find them on my phone. Last year, what happened? Last year, 10-7, lost in the wild card. There we go. The year before that,
I think you've proven your point.
10-7, lost in the wild card. 9-8, lost in the wild card.
What's the other division that we're talking about?
9-7-1, lost in the wild card. This is the NFC North. Here's my take: Bears, Packers, Lions, Vikings in that order. I want the Lions to make the playoffs. I don't think they win the North this year. I think that's not in the cards. I think the Bears, Packers play twice. Whoever wins the game this week between the Packers and the Bears will have the momentum to win the division. I think that tie screws the Packers over late in the year. I think the Bears have I think maybe they end with the same amount of losses, but the Bears have an extra win, and I think the Bears, if they win this week, the Bears win the NFC North.
They lose the first round.
No, maybe they do. Maybe Caleb Williams in the playoffs isn't the experiment we thought it was going to be, but Caleb Williams has made a great leap, a great second-year leap. It's been fun to watch. I don't hate the Bears. Okay, I'm gonna go on record. I don't like the Packers. I think the team I dislike the most is the Packers, just because they've tormented us for so many years. The team I want to beat the most is the Packers, even though we lost them twice. I could care less about the Bears and the Vikings. I could really care less. I like the Bears. I root for the Bears when they aren't playing. Don't no one kill me here. But the Bears are fun to watch. They have Ben Johnson.
That wasn't your take when Johnson left to go coach them.
Okay, we don't need to talk about that. Now that our offense is
You
struggling.
were severely butthurt on that one.
I do hate him for leaving, but I'm glad he's having success. And so I think whoever wins between the Bears and the Packers has the momentum to win the division. Do you agree there, or do you have a third opinion on that?
No, I will not disagree with that. I think that's a good analogy. So
Yep, I think so. And now we'll get into our predictions. And also, we're putting the phone away this week. I've been looking at my phone and seeing it. I actually wrote down the matchups this week. So and I've circled who I think is going to win. But Cowboys Lions Thursday Night Football.
Lions are at home.
Lions are at home. I'm gonna pick the Lions, but only if they do exactly what I told them to do. If they find this, that's the only way they win. Seattle Seahawks and Atlanta. Seattle, kind of obvious.
Yeah, I don't see Atlanta winning that game.
Yes. And then I will go Pittsburgh Baltimore. I picked Baltimore to win that game. You know. They're both 6-6.
Where are they playing at?
Baltimore. They're in Baltimore.
Yeah, okay. Pittsburgh's not going in there.
Every team I say second is the home team. Just so I wrote it down that way so it's not confusing.
All right.
Tennessee at Cleveland. Give me Cleveland. Give me Shitter Sanders to have a pretty good game against that Titans defense. And give me Cam Ward to struggle against that Browns.
He should have a decent game against the Titans.
If he can outplay Ward, even though they're playing against very different defenses. Cleveland has a really good defense. Titans do not. If he can outplay Ward, maybe he makes the doubters look silly. Indianapolis at Jacksonville. Give me Indy. Give me Indy to bounce back after a bad loss to Tech. Because honestly, they didn't play bad. The Texans defense just played better. But I think Indianapolis
that Texans defense is just stellar. So
insane. Like CJ Stroud didn't even play good last week, and they won. So last week was the week of quarterbacks not playing well and still winning. You don't play well and you still freaking win the game. It's kind of fun that way. Washington at Minnesota. JJ McCarthy or Max Brosner. Give me Washington. Give me Marcus Mariota. They almost beat the Broncos last week. They were 2-point conversion away from beating the Broncos last week.
No, I was gonna say, I'll give me with Mariota the way he's playing. Give me Washington.
Or as the announcers are saying, Mariota. They thought he's been in the league 8 years. They still find ways to mispronounce his name. Miami at New York. Give me the Jets. Give me the Jets.
Yeah,
after the win last week over the Falcons.
The Jets did last week. I think they could do it.
Give me them ruining their chances at the number 1 pick to do it again. New Orleans at Tampa Bay. Buccaneers, is that even a question?
Come on, the Bucs.
Yep. Bengals at Bills. Give me the Bengals to walk into Buffalo and upset the Bills.
No, I'm gonna say Bills bounce back.
We can differ. We're allowed to differ here. Detroit beats Boston 5-4. A lot closer than we thought it was going to be, but they won.
Yeah, considering they were up 3-0 in the first period.
Denver at Las Vegas. Denver.
Oh, come on. As much as I love the Raiders, the Broncos are going to wipe the floor with them.
Yeah.
I don't even think they should be legally allowed to play that game.
Banish them to the XFL. Send the Battlehawks up.
I mean, I think, to be honest with you, I think a lot of the Raider players are ready for golf. So
maybe. Bears at Packers. Give me the Bears. Give me the Bears to upset the Packers.
Lambeau's hard to beat, hard to win, dude.
Lambeau's hard, but I've watched a young emerging team with a new coach and new players with DeAndre Swift on the roster walk into Lambeau and upset the Packers in a game to have a better record than them. I've watched a young team walk into Lambeau and beat them. The Packers are beatable in Lambeau. And I don't know if you know, but the team I said was the 9-8 Lions in the game to knock the Packers out of the playoffs with Aaron Rodgers. Yeah, and then we did the same thing with Jordan Love.
That was a different Packers team. So
that was with Rodgers, but then with Love, the Lions still were in their 2020. I think it was either the 2023 or 2024 season. Last year or the year before, they went into Lambeau and beat the Packers because we swept them last year, so we beat them in Lambeau. I'm just saying. A Ben Johnson offense has beat the Packers in Lambeau before. I think a Ben Johnson offense can beat them again. They found their identity last week. Ben Johnson has his 2-back system. He has Swift as his Gibbs, and he has Kyle Monungai as his hammer, as David Montgomery. He has his guys. He has his 1-2 punch in the backfield, and Caleb Williams is figuring it out and is making great passes.
Yeah. We'll see.
I think they beat the Packers. You're gonna go Packers there, just so we get it.
Yeah, I'm going Packers.
All right, we'll differ.
Packers at home.
All right. LA Rams at Arizona Cardinals. Give me the Rams in a bounce back win. I think they put up 100.
The Cardinals just stink up the room.
Sunday Night Football Texans. Sunday Night Football Texans at Kansas City. Give me the Texans to continue their dominance.
I think with that defense, they definitely can. In the way Kansas City's playing right now, they're prime pickings right now.
That would create a scenario where the AFC South is either the Colts or Jags at 9-4, and then either the Colts or Jags at 8-4 or 8-5, and the Texans team also at 8-5. So that would mean a down the stretch AFC South battle for who's going to win.
Yeah.
And they play each other a few times. I wrote that game down right, correct?
What'd you get the Monday night game?
Oh, Philadelphia and LA Chargers. I said Philadelphia.
No, I'm going Chargers, baby.
Herbert might not play though.
I don't give a crap. Philly's prime pickings right now too. So.
All right. We'll go with that. Wait, let me just make sure I wrote the right game down. Okay. Yes, I did write the right game down. All right, we're good. So that's our picks for this week, and that'll do it. Any closing remarks?
Mom's calling us to dinner. No.
All right. Any closing remarks for the podcast?
I just want to close it out with what we started. Joshua Howe's new book, The Season That Changed Us, comes out
from today.
December 9th.
Week from today. Get it on Amazon.
December 9th on Amazon. So check it out. It's a great read, and I'm looking forward to reading the final copy because we were the beta testers.
Exactly.
So,
I'm looking forward to having final copy.
Very looking forward to that. Give him a shout out. He's an up and coming young author who's I'm actually reading one of his short stories right now about a Christmas Carol. It's really cool talking about Scrooge. I mean, they go to England, and I'm not gonna give it away, but the characters go to England to seek out the Scrooge house and see if there's any afterlife there. So it's pretty cool. Nice. So anyways.
All right. Well, that is our closing remarks. Go check out that book. Follow us on our socials at Joski and Goob on almost everything. If you're on Spotify, follow us on YouTube. If you're on YouTube, follow us on Spotify. We'll send each of you to the other. We'll send, if you're watching this on one, we're sending you to the other. We don't have a lot of Spotify listeners. We do have a lot of YouTube listeners. We are on Spotify. If you want to listen to us in the car, if you want to listen to us just in your pocket while you're working out and you don't have to watch YouTube or you can't turn your phone off, go to Spotify.
Give us some feedback. I mean, yes. Good or bad, we don't care. We just want to get some feedback, see what we can do better.
Comment on our YouTube, DM the Instagram page if you have any maybe things
Facebook,
DM us on our Instagram and our Facebook. You can DM the account or comment on our posts and just say what you're thinking about it. We want feedback. You can, obviously giving us likes on the YouTube videos, commenting on the YouTube videos, and, giving us, rating us on Spotify. I don't know if you're allowed to do that. I don't know how any of that works. But yes, give us feedback. We want to know how we're doing. We're kind of we record it and we send it off and we get some reviews from friends and family. But let us know how we're doing.
That includes you, Dan Campbell. Listen to this podcast this week and get some information.
I'm giving you the secret to beat Dallas. If you don't use it, we'll come back next week and we'll see if they used my game plan. Maybe I just have the foresight. But yeah, so that will do it for today's episode. All right. Thank you guys so much for watching it all the way to the end. If you have,
peace out.
Yep. We will see you guys next time. Joski and Goob signing off. See you guys.